And gentlemen and ladies and gents, for the past couple of days we have been doing the no music thing. You notice how there's been no music? Well, we're gonna go back to music because I needs to have my music playing in my background because I needs my music, not these. Don't want to. I think this might be the one. So let me see. Hey, this is the one, Tupac! Anyway, we're gonna mix it up, y'all. Let's do Al Green. Y'all know I got to have me some Al. He gonna be singing "A Change is gonna come, A change is gonna get on and come." Okay? And watch this man, y'all. I just want to show y'all, just for a brief moment, Al Green, singing "A Change is Gonna Come." Otis Redding and so many other people. Look at him, y'all. That's my boy Al Green, y'all. And he's singing a song that I've driven across this country, listening to over and over again. I'm gonna have to turn down the volume because you won't be able to hear him because of the way this is recorded. Now I bricked a phone. Now y'all don't know what bricking phones is. I roots my phone because I didn't say I roots for my phone. I said I roots my phone. If you don't know what rooting a phone is, I ain't gonna explain it to you because that means you don't need to know. Okay? You just need to understand that I roots my phone and I bricked it. You want to know what bricking is? Well, it's like your phone became a paperweight. A paperweight. Okay? Well, I didn't want my phone to be nobody's paperweight. And so I had to go on YouTube and I had to find a program to help me unbrick it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've unbricked my phone. It's no longer bricked. As a matter of fact, I actually set up my phone now, and my phone now has been set up to where it's on a whole different operating system, and instead of it being on T-Mobile's so-called little setup with all their little junk that they add to your system, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. You see that right there? That's the phone. That lets you know that it's unbricked. Okay? I don't want to back it up because I just did it. Now, what I'm getting ready to do, there's a program, it's called Odin. Okay? What I was getting ready to do is this right here. We're going to do AP. Uh-oh. No, I can't do that just yet. I got to do that later. So I can't even do that while I'm doing the video. I'm doing this video because I wanted to talk to you all about something. There's some information that I need you all to know. I was talking to one of the commissioners who is an attorney. And yes, that's right. One of the commissioners is an attorney. And he and I were going over this information right here. Somebody sent me this. Willie! Sent me this. And look, ladies and gentlemen, Willie, for one, he sends me a lot of things. What's the name of this document? He sends me a lot of things. The only thing is I don't get an opportunity to look at everything because I didn't even get a chance to look at this. But based on the title, I figured, you know, the attorney would want to take a look at it. Now, this was put before the Supreme Court. It was filed 2015. And let's see. As you see, actual case. And it talks about how mortgages are done. We're going to go down to, I think it's, what is it, 246? Not 146, I'm pretty certain it was 246, 225. Knocks me back down on my knees. nah. I know I'm gonna be able. Woo! Now, wait. Say it again. That's Al Green, y'all. Tell him, Al. Ladies and gentlemen, a change is about to happen. I promise you, it's all going to be worth it. You're like, why don't you just get to the point? Why it take you so long to get to the point? Shut the up. Shoot, you ain't paying me to do this. And if you were paying me to do this, then you wouldn't get all the information in the first place. So shut the up. Okay, according to this, in fact, a common history practice was created, to create an unattached to an undated, endorsed in blank piece of paper the industry wrongly referred to as an allonge. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an individual explaining about this whole process of how things are done. You see this right here, endorsed in blank? Many of you, when you sign your promissory notes, you sign it, but you don't put an endorsement. That means that it was endorsed in blank. You left it up for the bank to put their endorsement, so they could make 15 different copies as long as they had your signature and power of attorney from the original. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that's what I told y'all about the Al Green thing. This is Leela James, and she's singing No Tears, y'all. When I first heard this woman, she sang a song called Prayer. And when I first heard Leela James, I never known about the woman, never heard no song for her, but I was just downloading some music, and I heard Prayer, and Prayer, I played that song. It was only after a couple of months that I realized she was, literally the song was called Prayer because it was the God. And I don't normally listen to songs like that, but this one, like Muzak, his song Love, about the same thing, I grew an affection and an affinity for Miss Leela James. She's just got this voice. Well, anyway, many of you are endorsing your notes in blank because you're not doing an endorsement. It's called an endorsement in blank. That leaves it up to the bank to put their endorsement, and because you are signing these promissory notes that gives them power of attorney, they're doing whatever they want to with your note. And then you want to complain talking about, they can't do this and they can't do that. Of course they can. You signed and gave them power of attorney. Of course they can. The first thing that I did is I want you all to understand the person who put this together. Y'all see he labeled every paragraph. 246 so far, and it's a whole lot more with it. And then I'll be doing a video later this weekend showing you guys about the lawsuit that we filed and the appeal that we had to do. I wrote an appeal brief for someone. The first time I've written an appeal brief like that. I've shown you the original basic outline of it. Well, I've completed it, added a lot more, and I think I like it a lot. And I've not done a brief like this ever, but I like what I put together. And this brief right here, hold on, let me see if I can get the, oh, that's what the problem is. Let's see if we can move it up. No, let's do that, and let's do that. No, it's not at the bottom. I'm looking for how many pages, but it ain't telling me. Oh well. Let's see if I can get that right here. No, let's go all the way down to the bottom. I'll get back to that page in a second. 144 pages. That's 320 paragraphs, ladies and gentlemen. At just that point right there. We're coming right there. Back to this. Back to front, as they say. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to move this over because I got to see who Leela James is. No, that was No Tears. This ain't Leela James. That's the end of the No Tears. Okay, we're going to let that go. I got to get to the next song so I can tell y'all who it is so I can move on. Montel Jordan. This is how we do it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, when the individual did this, notice what he did. he highlighted something. Now, I want you to pay attention to this right here. Under the Uniform Commercial Code, Article 3, they have a word, endorsement. Okay? Spelt with an I and not an E. This word means simply a signature on an instrument. That's all it means, not on a blank piece of paper. So it means a signature on an instrument. So when you sign your mortgage note, you place this endorsement on the note. This endorsement is not the same as this endorsement. Okay? Now this endorsement is different. You know what? Come to think about it, I've seen this document before because I pointed this out before. And that's the memory issues, people. This is what I pointed out exactly because I talked about the allonge, and I, just the same as I'm about to do now, didn't go into any detail about the allonge because there's no reason to. An allonge is just an attachment, a piece of paper. See, placed on a blank piece of paper. Okay, see, and I remembered that right there. I had this before. I just didn't have it by the numbers. Okay, good. Okay, so when the person's sending this to me, I didn't look at it, but when the person and I got on the phone, the lawyer and I got on the phone and we talked, I didn't really go over it. I just highlighted. I told him, I said the first things I picked up was on endorsement. This is the page he went to. If you go back and look at the video I did, probably 2016. No, not 16. Yeah, the latter part of 2016. I highlighted this very same stuff. Same stuff I'm highlighting now. That this endorsement and the I endorsement are two different endorsements, and that an endorsement, pay attention, you'll always see whenever they talk about the proper endorsement, they will talk about an endorsement and a signature. Conjunction, junction, what your function gonna get you there if you're very careful. Ladies and gentlemen, what is a conjunction? Because you guys hear me talk about that all the time. Conjunction, question mark. Sorry, I couldn't talk while that was on there. We'll pick up every word. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Conjunction. Conjunction, junction. What's your function gonna get you there if you're very careful? A word used to connect clauses or sentences or to coordinate words in the same clause. An action or an instance of two or more events or things occurring at the same point in time in our space. We're worried about the two or more. Okay? So when you hear or see the word "and" in a paragraph, it means the separation of two things and the bringing them together in the same thought and context, i.e. a signature and an allonge are not the same thing. This conjunction separates them. That's what "and" does. It separates. Oh, Usher, you make me. Whatever happened to Usher, y'all? He done fell way off, huh? Just kidding. I like Usher. Ludicrous. I like Usher. Okay? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, endorsement. I wanted to highlight that, and please understand. This one says, if the endorsement is placed on a blank piece of paper, then the endorsement and signature are placed on a blank piece of paper while unattached. All someone has endorsed is a blank piece of paper, not the original note itself. That's the argument this person is bringing up. Then it talks about these attorneys for a national law firm served as members of the Article 9 committee and the permanent editorial board of the Uniform Commercial Code and chair of blah, blah, blah. Here's the problem. Too much information. I don't know how this case worked out with the Supreme Court. This is 2018, and the Supreme Court usually takes its time. Okay? They usually take their time. But here's the thing, this is a lot of information for the Supreme Court of Florida. And their minds are so, Supreme Court judges, ladies and gentlemen, their minds are too small. They can't handle too much information at one time. That's why they don't have lives. This is what I want to do. Should I tell my baby bye-bye? Should I? Should I? I don't want to go. I don't want to say, but I really need to keep it together. Oh! Sorry. Usher. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are now. We're going to start here. At this section right here. This is where the meat of the information is. This is where I was coming to. 31 U.S. Code 1501. I just had a consult with someone yesterday. And the consult, it appeared that he was getting to the place where I is. Okay. Now, when I say he was getting to the place where I is, give me 1 second. He was doing research and going along the line and asking questions along the lines that I was already headed in. And so I decided to give him an advance above the rest of you guys. But here is the problema. That's right, I said problema. Okay? The problem with what I was giving him is I needed to expound on it a little bit more. I needed to give him a little bit more. The only way I could do that is to give him a little bit more through this video. See, I'm not going to give you guys everything I gave him because I gave him the reason why I won't do that. I even told him I wasn't going to put this out. Hey, Miss Jackson. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. Outcast. Anyway, I explained to him why I wouldn't give this information to you guys specifically. But guess what? I'm going to give this information to you guys specifically. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? This is my song, y'all. Miss Jackson! Anyway, this is what all of you need to understand, and most people... Oh, by the way, how to unbrick a phone. That's where I was, y'all. So letting y'all know, this wasn't no joke. You see this right here, HJR 192? We're going to be talking about all of this today, y'all. I never meant to make none of y'all cry. And I ain't apologizing to y'all for a mutton thing. Somebody sent me an email telling me that they heard that Jonah Bay used to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. And that they can see with the amount of knowledge that individual talks and how he speaks, that and this is, I'm just doing it verbatim, that Jehovah's Witnesses must really be teaching people something. And I don't know about Jonah Bay being this or that. I know very little about Jonah Bay. I know who he is. I know about his website. I know about some of his videos and the materials he's put out. I know very little though, because I didn't start knowing about Jonah. I heard the name Jonah several times, but I didn't know anything about him. And it wasn't until 2016, 2017 that I started to focus a little bit more on the name. So I know 3 Bays. There is Jonah Bay and an individual, I'm going to say this because a lot of people don't think this is true. Okay? But we have Jonah Bay. Now, Taj Tariq Bay, still have respect for Mr. Taj Tariq. Okay, give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go take care of something. And the other person who I have respect for, Mr. Yusuf L. Bay. Those are the 3 Bays that I know. Okay, if there's any other Bays out there, sitting in the morning sun, I'll be sitting when the evening comes. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the lyrics for Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. If there are any other Bays out there and I didn't mention you, it's not because you're not important. I'm mentioning those individuals because those 3 individuals are the ones who are out there still talking about things that matter. Okay? and they all happen to be Moors. So, Jonah, Taj Sharik, and there you go, ladies and gentlemen. The Bays. Okay. This is Outcast. Oh, sorry. We got to get back to this. And the Bays, and my hope is that they'll at least continue, including Yusuf El Bey, to help you guys out with the information that you need, because although they're not all talking about everything that I talk about, but they're all talking about everything that I talk about. Okay, so take the information, combine it, take the meat of it, and expand your knowledge. That's how this works. I don't have all the answers. Okay? Nor does any other person on this planet. If they did, we'd all be going to them. It will be a smorgasbord, a one-stop shop. That ain't the case. Brief respite. I had a gentleman call me this morning, and people are somehow thinking that the SATCOM organization, even one person contacting SATCOM and telling SATCOM that they're trying to get in touch with me, and they thought I was part of SATCOM. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, I am not SATCOM. SATCOM is not me. You cannot get in touch with me through SATCOM. It don't work like that. It never will work like that. As a matter of fact, you can't get in touch with any of the individual representatives of SATCOM through the support email. It don't work like that. I mean, nice try, but it doesn't work like that. Nor has any advertisement on any level been ever made that that's how you do things. Please forgive me by Bryan Adams, y'all. Y'all know, please forgive me. I like Bryan Adams because he sings my songs. And the unique thing, what I didn't like about Bryan, is all of his songs almost sound the same. Bryan, you want to change it up a little bit, okay? Anyway, Bryan Adams, everybody, please forgive me. He's going to be in the background. The individual who I did speak with this morning, we spoke for an hour and a half. Now, I don't normally answer on the weekend, but I decided, okay, go ahead. He's calling me from a California number. Talk to him. Turns out he was one of the people who bought the Sat Pack. The first thing I told him, I said, hey, you can't call me about SATCOM. Yeah, I know. You said, well, if you know I said it, then what you sitting up here calling me about SATCOM for? But he ended up telling me he was having some confusion. Well, I told him I understand what the confusion is. I said, many people are thinking that we're doing secure party creditor stuff. Nobody ever told you anything about no SPC at no SATCOM. Nothing on the website talks to anything about it. Oh, you guys do the UCC? It's what other people would say. Yes, but the secure party creditor may be in statute, may be in the UCC, but we are not trying to establish people as secure party creditors according to what the movement was telling people a secure party creditor is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to understand what SATCOM is about, go to SATCOM, go to their website. I only give people updates on some of the things being offered at SATCOM. Not everything, because it's not my job. I am not SATCOM. Okay? I've taken on a more expanded role at SATCOM, but I am not SATCOM. It's just the house that Jack built. Jack doesn't live in the house. Jack is the landlord. Not kidding, I'm just kidding. Oh, God. I'm the King Lord. Okay? King and Lord. Not Lord and King of Kings. No, that's somebody else. I'm the King Lord. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, at that particular organization, people want to have a phone number that they can dial so they can speak with somebody. I'm sorry. My sister, bless her little heart, would always say that people in Hades want ice water whenever somebody would talk about what they want. I guess what I'm trying to say is the same thing she was trying to say. That people want a lot of things doesn't mean they always gonna get it. So what we have done is we have set up a 800 number Okay? And that 800 number will be our customer service number in the future, in a couple of months. However, the hours will be limited, and no, you won't just get to be able to call and ask about mortgages and ask about student loans and ask about car notes and ask about... SATCOM doesn't do that stuff. But people are going to want to call and ask those type of questions. And so we're working out some protocols and some ways of how we're going to handle that. Okay? And basically, I think I'm going to set it up to where we can do just like when you're calling into Walmart and you call in the green dot and you want to get a debit card and you want to put it in a name, but you don't give them all the information. You're going to say, please stay on line for one moment while I transfer your call. And you're going to get an automated message saying, I'm sorry, SATCOM employees can only talk about, representatives can only talk about blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the same information that you'll get on the website. And it's going to refer you to the website so that you can find out exactly what you can call us about. And we're going to do that. That way we'll get rid of a whole lot of other stuff. Okay? And when we do that, that's going to cause an increase in the cost at SATCOM. So that's why we're putting that off, because we have to keep the costs low. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be doing a video coming this week. It will be entitled SATCOM Update. In that update, we'll talk about how we have over 100 people who have not sent in the paperwork that they were supposed to send in. Here I am thinking everybody's been sending it in because that's not my department. So I'm thinking everybody's been sending that stuff in. And here we are, we haven't gotten around to it, only to find out that only 7 people have sent in their information. What the... So we'll be doing an updated video. We'll be sending out a copy of the video and an email to every single person. And we'll be putting that video up on the EON channel so that individuals might be able to grab hold of it and other individuals might be able to know what's going on. But the fact is, we were thinking that it was us that was slowing things down. It's not SATCOM that's slowing things down. We got 99 people. I got 99 problems. And Barack Obama ain't one of them. Before I get back into this, and I will be in just a second, I just want to show you guys something because I saw this the other day on the news. And let's say it's going to Google. That's right, I did program it that way. Let's go MSN. Do I want MSNBC? No, I want MSN. I want MSN. The reason, because I just want the news, the junk stuff that they give people. Oh, look at that! A man retires after winning. Oh, isn't that those special? Let's see. Don't care about that. I want to show y'all something because even on when I went to one of the channels, it asked a stupid question. And that question is, oh, Tupac, heck Mary. Look at that. Walmart's closing 63 Sam's Club stores. Why? Why? I don't care. I don't go to Sam's Club no more. Okay. But again, this is all to entice. But one of the questions, this ain't it. No, this ain't it. There was a question here earlier. That's why I came here, because it was a question about Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Understand, it was a question about Trump. Apparently, he said Hades, and not Hades, but if you want to talk about Haiti being Hades, that's what Trump was being allegedly saying, that Haiti was a Hades. S-H-I hole. Okay? And he was saying Africa as an entire country was a hole. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they asked, how do you feel? You got an opinion about this? What the are they talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, please understand something. I need you guys to understand this because a lot of people won't get this. Trump is an idiot. We all know he's an idiot. Is he racist? More than likely. But I don't care if he's racist. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Let's see if we can. Where is it? No, get rid of that junk. Okay, we ain't got no more. It ain't giving me no more nexus. See, no more next. So I was looking to see if it had the Trump thing. Nope, no Trump. Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, get this so that you understand. Do you know that he also said that El Salvador was a SH hole? He said El Salvador, Haiti, and Africa. But the news media wants to focus on Africa and Hades. Hades. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Haiti just went through an 8.1 earthquake or higher. Don't remember the exact number. But that nation was devastated. It is a third world country in so many different ways. It has political unrest. It is ruled by the military for the most part. So yes, it is a something whole. And Africa, when you got countries like Eritrea and others in Africa that treat people the way they do, and when you got the fact that you have to have somebody like Akon broker a deal with the Chinese, $1 billion deal to get electricity by putting, pay attention, solar panels so that the people could have electricity. Yes, it is. And we're not even going to begin to talk about El Salvador. So I'm sorry, he's an idiot, but he wasn't wrong. Could he have said it better? Of course he could have. Okay? Of course he could have. But that's not it. Okay? Of course he could have. Now, let's go back to what we were talking about, and that's this right here. Oh, by the way, that's Tupac and Hades Mary. Okay? I mean Haiti Mary. Haiti Mary. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's the point that you all need to get because many people are not getting it, and I've been saying it on video after video after video after video after video, so I'm going to say it again. And we're going to be serious, and we're going to get to the point with all of this. I'm still going to let the music play in the background, but we're going to turn the volume down just a little bit because I need you guys to be able to hear this. We're at 27. We're going to drop it down to, I was going to say 19, but we dropped it down to 20. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Senate said, this is the intent of Congress, the ownership of all properties in the state. Just shut up. The ownership of all properties in the state. That's it. All property, including the people. All property is in the state. Okay? Just that simple. The courts know this. Okay. Congress also said, very same time period, under the new law, the money is issued by the government. And so because it's issued by the government, these are called government obligations. Okay, and the money will be worth 100 cents on the dollar. Why? Well, because will represent a mortgage on all of the property of a nation. That includes homes and people. Pay attention, that includes homes and people, but it will represent a mortgage on all of the property of the nation. Okay? So, it's a government obligation. It represents a mortgage. And it says the money will be worth 100 cents on the dollar because it is backed by the credit of the nation. Where does the credit of the nation come from? Does it not come from the people? Okay, when the people turned in their money, because I'm going to ask you, did your parents have gold back in 1933? 1929? 1908? 1918? 1846? Of course they did. Because the currency in the country was backed by gold. Even if it was a penny, it was still backed by gold. If it was a nickel, it was still backed by gold. If they had a mortgage, their property, if they had property, their property backed by gold. So yes, your parents had gold. When they turned in their gold, oh wait a minute, what you mean when they turned in their gold? When they turned in that old currency for the new, they were turning in their gold. Just like all the other countries that have changed their currency for a new currency, they're doing the exact same thing. They traded in their gold for something else. Consideration, ladies and gentlemen. Consideration. The people traded in their value, their gold, their certificates. Well, they actually traded in their titles for certificates. Okay? They were supposed to be compensated. And they were not. So, what I want all of you to focus on is get all that other bull crap out of your minds. Get all that other junk out of your minds. All of you want to, I want to pay my bills. I want to pay my mortgage. Get all of that I want to pay stuff out of the way. Get it out of your head. You all are talking about how you want to pay. You ignorant mother... Sorry. It is not possible for you to pay anything. I've been telling you all this for years. I told you, you can't pay anything because you don't owe anything, you ignorant mother... I'm sorry. Excuse me. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, if it is a government obligation, why in the f- are you worried about it? Why in the f- are you trying to sit up here and pay it? I'm gonna wait for you to answer me because I know you got something smart or stupid to say at the same time. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, it may sound like sarcasm, but it is the truth. All of you are talking about you got bills to pay, you got mortgages to pay. I told you, 2018 is your year if you just pay attention. That's the only thing you need to pay. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. It is a government obligation. What's a government obligation? All property in the United States. Your mortgage, your car note, your student loan, your child support. Those are all government obligations. Okay? I can prove it to you that this has been the case even before 1933. Look, y'all, this is Stairway to Heaven by the OJs. And they're going to ask, don't y'all want to go? I need y'all to hold on for a second because I need to go someplace. 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to show you this act right here. Got a little touch screen going so that y'all understand it. Does anybody know what this act is? Pay attention. An act for the relief of persons in prison for a debt. An act for the relief of persons in prison for a debt. Oh, he's got to pay back his debt to society. I can prove to you that everybody who has been imprisoned is in prison for a debt. It's not letting me do what I want to do. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. Come on now. Work with me. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, because it ain't letting me do what I want to do. But now it looks like, okay, there it is. It's not letting me do it. I'm trying to slide over, but we're just going to have to do it like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I can prove to you what I need to prove to you. How am I going to prove it to you? Well, we're going to do this right here. Let's do this. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I see what that's doing. Let's do this. We're going to open a new window. I don't need to open that new window to see that. I need to look up something. So watch this so that you guys can understand where we're going. We're going 27 CFR 72.11. Now, many of you know 27 CFR, meaning of terms. All crimes are commercial. Yes, you heard me say that. All crimes are We'll be right back after these commercial messages. Okay, all crimes are commercial. Commercial crimes. Any of the following types of crime, federal or state, offenses against the revenues, burglary, and whenever you are in federal custody, you're charged with interfering with commerce. Okay? Interfering with interstate commerce. Look at the indictment. If you were charged with a federal crime in the past, including those of you who've been charged by the IRS, okay, it's always interfering with interstate commerce, attempting to, or conspiring to. Don't worry about any of this other stuff. Everybody who's ever been charged with a crime has always been charged with attempting to commit. It is the jury who they claim is supposed to determine whether or not they did it, but they're always attempting to commit or conspiring to commit. Attempting to conspire or attempting to commit. Always going to be charged with that. So every crime is a commercial crime. Every crime has value because that's what commercial means.
Oh, did you see what he said? He said commercial means.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I am actually scrolling down, not up, and it is not scrolling down. And so I'm going to have to figure out why it won't let me scroll down. Because it's not letting me have no mouse control. Oh well. Oh, hey, Mariah Carey, fantasy. All right. Be it enacted by the Senate and the House of Representatives of the United States Congress assembled. So this is General Assembly. This is an act for the relief of a person for a debt. Here, I need you all to understand, this is a statute at large. Still existing today. That person imprisoned on the execution issuing from any court of the United States for the satisfaction of judgment in any civil action. And you see how this says civil action? Ladies and gentlemen, all actions in every court are civil. There is no such thing as a criminal crime. The law has never specified that. The original Judiciary Act, civil and criminal were all civil. Okay? That's why, no, can't even pull that up because I just went there. That's why a commercial crime is under CFR, Code of Federal Regulations, a civil code. But there are criminal penalties for civil codes, even though they try to tell you that there can't be, but there always are. Shall be entitled to like privileges in the yards and limits of the respective goals. See this right here? I didn't know what that word meant, so I did this. Yeah, there's sometimes I don't see goals for debts. No, you see it says goals, but no, the word is goals for debt. Watch this. Let's do that. Come on. Okay, debtor's prison. Okay, debtor's prisons are not supposed to exist, but they do. By the way, when you're put on probation, probation is civil, not criminal. When you are in bankruptcy, when somebody is saying you owe a debt and they want to take your home, that is a deprivation of liberty, and it is imprisonment. That's why the Supreme Court has held that if a person is on probation, oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do you all a favor. I'm going to tell you something because this is how it works. Those of you who are going through foreclosure, trust me on this. Do a writ of habeas corpus. Those of you who know law, don't call me, don't write me, don't email me asking me how to do this. God, I'm just coming up with this now because it makes 100% sense. The Supreme Court has said that probation is a sentence. That's how I tell you they can't sentence you to probation and then also sentence you to time in jail. Those are two different sentences. Sentencing is a probation. That's double jeopardy. They can't do it. They also can't find you guilty, which is a punishment, and then put you on probation. That's why probation is always a separate contract. Okay, so I know these things. What I am trying to tell you is when they're trying to take your home. They're trying to deprive you of your property, by which you, by law, are able to do a habeas stupid corpus. It's called produce the body. Well, who is the body in this instance? Stupid property, that mortgage note with the endorsement on it, and your proof that you've tendered payment. Lord have mercy. A habeas corpus. It costs a lot less to file a habeas corpus. It can be filed in federal and state court, and it doesn't have to be for an actual physical person. Lord have mercy. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, a court case. Oh God, I'm a genius. I really am a genius. A court case is done this way. Watch this. Alden Morris, comma, defendant. Uh-oh. Okay. Now watch this. Okay. Did you mean Alden Morris, defendant persona ficto? No, I meant ficto. Persona ficto. We're not looking for Alden Morris. I just typed in a name, okay? But what I did is I was looking up persona ficto. Look, as personal representative for the estate of his deceased wife. Okay, but it's looking for the name. Okay, and all I was doing defendant. Okay, give me a second. Young action as fiction. Anyway, don't care about none of that stuff. I'm looking for persona ficto. So let's go. The defendant is hey, Heavy D. Keep it coming. That's Heavy D, y'all. And the boys. Okay. Personal fiction. Okay, legal fiction. That's what a persona ficto is, a fictitious person. Okay, all defendants in every case is a fictitious person. If you can do a habeas corpus on that persona ficto, then you can do a habeas corpus on a property. Now, I promise you people that this is genius, and if the ones who know law do this correctly, watch this. No, Habeas. Yeah, see, Habeas, sorry. Give me a second. Habeas corpus. Look, I said on entity. We're going to change that on. Uh-oh. My other phone. One of my phones is ringing. Okay, gotta make sure. Because there were a couple people supposed to call me today. And so let's clear up that phone. Let's rewind this phone. Because I have no idea why this phone is, this is my phablet. He's fabulous, this is Leoso. Okay, nope, don't know what this phone's problem is. So we clear up all of the little messages. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We get back to this. Habeas corpus for an entity. Okay. And your property is an entity. I've already told people about doing the adverse possession. That really caused the courts a whole lot of problems. Okay. Now, this is Wikipedia, and I don't like going to Wikipedia, but habeas corpus is a recourse in law through which a person can report an unlawful detention or imprisonment to a court and request the court that the court order the custodian of the person. And we keep talking about person. Remember, a person can be an instrumentality. A person can even be an agency. A person can even be a corporation. Now, people keep thinking that it always deals with prisoners, and that's not the case. And the thing that's happening is my cell phone is the thing that's giving me the vibrations. Keep me good vibration. This is the OJs and Cry Together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's my song. So we're gonna let Cry Together play in my background. Okay. And let me get rid of this phone problem because I don't want to have no more phone issues. Let me clear that again because I just cleared everything and all of a sudden it wants to pop up again. The OJs, ladies and gentlemen, and they cried together. I didn't want it to be that loud. All right. Now I promise you, I don't care about what these people are saying a habeas corpus is. Remember, they say Latin, you have the body. Now they say that this is a prisoner. No, it's not always a prisoner. And corpus being the corpse or body. So it is bring forth the body. It's what habeas means. Okay? Bring forth the body. That's what it means. That's what it's about. Okay? What's in a name? Habeas corpus. In that situation, the prisoner's names the entity in current custody. See, I want all of you to understand. See, habeas corpus for a, watch this, person. Okay, not a missing person. Nobody, look, habeas corpus for a missing person. How can you do a habeas corpus for a missing person? Okay, habeas corpus for the relief of a person can be issued. So let's do writ of habeas corpus for the release of a person. Let's do that. Okay, writ of habeas corpus, which literally means produce the body, bring forth or produce, is a court order to a person or an agency holding someone in custody. But I'm looking, to show valid reason for the person's detention. Hold on. We're going to do the definition for person. Okay? Person. A human being regarded as an individual. Okay. Category used in classification of pronouns. No, we don't want the categories. I want to know. Oh, sorry. Dang it, I forgot one word. There we go. Legal. Whew. Legal person refers to as non-human entity that is treated as a person for limited legal purposes. Corporations, for example. Legal persons can be sued. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, corporations can be sued. So can your property. That was the idea behind the adverse possession against the property. And legal persons can own property and enter into contracts. In most countries, legal persons cannot vote, marry, or hold public office. That makes sense, doesn't it? But please understand, habeas corpus is to free the person. So why not do a habeas corpus when you're going through foreclosure regarding a contract that deals with your placing on the note your endorsement. Okay? Let's go back here because we were talking about this right here. Okay, and because we were talking about this, let's scroll down. That's what I wanted. That's what I've been trying to get it to do, but that's the only way for me to get it to scroll down. So we're going to start with paragraph number 2, and then, like I said, I got taken aback because I thought about the habeas corpus thing, and on a property, and I promise you, if only you guys see, most of you guys don't know law, but I guarantee you, I know a couple of lawyers out there that think that's ingenious to do a habeas corpus on a property, on a foreclosure. Okay? As a matter of fact, hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna call somebody. 1 second.
Hello?
Mr. G, I got a question for you. Because I'm sitting up here doing a video, so I'm recording this, so I'm doing a video, and I came up with something, and I want to throw it your way because I think it's ingenious. Okay? And
Okay.
after, in the video, explaining the definition of things, we have people who are being kicked out of their homes that they've been living in when the banks have already been paid because the banks have already put the endorsement on the note, tendered it to the government, and received the credit from the government as required by statute. But they don't tell the homeowner, and then they take it once they receive payment and they send it to someone else and they continue this cycle, perpetuating it. Why can't someone do a habeas corpus on that property, securing it from the control of the bank, on the fact that the banks have been paid through Title VII and they produced the original note? Or actually even doing a habeas corpus on the property and the note? Because a habeas corpus is to produce or bring forth the body, and when you do the definition and the common understanding with the court, they all say that it is to free the person from confinement. Well, a property can be a person. It can be what's called a legal persona ficto, but a legal person nonetheless. So I just wanted to get your take on that.
I've never used the habeas. I've always been under the impression that the habeas corpus was suspended due to the current emergency.
The current emergency, but it hasn't been suspended. That's the point. It's only suspended during times of war, but not during times of emergencies. I highlighted that when I did the video. See, the actual constitutional article says that it is suspended during times of war, but not during times of national emergency.
Well, aren't we at war?
No, those wars are not declared by Congress. Those are declared by the president. And they do not constitute under the Constitution. The president doesn't have the authority to declare war. Only Congress can declare war. And the only thing Congress has done, and I'll give me a second because I'm going right there to that section again. In the act where Congress did it, the only thing Congress has done in that stupid act, watch this, since March 9, 1933, the United States has been in a state of declared national emergency, and these proclamations gave forth the 470 provisions of federal laws, these hundreds of statutes delegated to the President extraordinary powers exercised by Congress, which affected the lives of American citizens in a host of all-encompassing manners, but none of it was war. They only declared a national emergency, and that's what we're currently going through. We're not in a state of war, but what I'm saying is the premise and idea and the foundational principle of bringing a habeas corpus against not a property, but a legal fiction, an entity. Because remember, it's an instrumentality. And I know it's never been done before, but
wasn't the...
Yes.
The intent and purpose of the emergency was to grant the war powers to the president.
No, the intent and purposes of the emergency was not to grant him war powers. Because look at what the emergency said.
No, excuse me. No. He uses war powers to. I'm not sure. I may be misspoken, but he was either granted the war under the War Powers Act. That's my
hold on. That's not the War Powers Act. The War Powers Act didn't come about until the 1976. That's that Public Law 94-112. Okay. So that's the War Powers Act. The War Powers Act doesn't come about until then. What they granted the president under, it's not the, pay attention to what they did when they gave him what they gave him under the act, according to the intention of Congress. And remember, we talked about this earlier. We have to go with the intention of Congress. So here's what it says. This is the act of October 6, 1917. This is the amendment to that act. During time of war or during any other time of national emergency declared by the president may, through any agency. They did it under the war powers of the October 6, 1917 act, but nonetheless, because they said it's a declared national emergency, that was the issue. So because it's a declared national emergency, then it is not war. So habeas has not been suspended. Even though we're under military jurisdiction because of the powers granted the president, it's not a state of war.
Well, I don't see why that wouldn't work then.
Well, and I'm just, like I said, the
Yeah, I don't think. I think it'll be a very. I think it'll be a very unorthodox.
Exactly.
And by that I mean a very, an unorthodox approach to an opinion written by a judge.
And see, that's the point.
I don't think there's ever been a. You have to.
You better believe it.
Seeing that to be such an extraordinary remedy, I don't really see there to be any precedence
to prevent
opinion
it or exactly a
for
previous
such a
opinion.
cause.
Yep. It's just the way the argument is presented, and the person would have to know enough about law to present the argument. That's what I was saying in the video.
Right, but then the judge would be in a very extraordinary position to where if he was to render an opinion in favor of the argument, what future implications will this have on other cases?
Well, see, here's the thing.
To protect...
While it's pending, that gives the individual some time to do certain things, to take care of certain things. But if the right legal-minded person was to bring the argument the correct way, then the legal consequences on all the other cases was now that sets the precedent. And remember, they bring in the argument that the note's already been paid.
So your approach to the habeas corpus is a double-edged sword. You're going to use it as an argument presented in court, also to be used as a mattress to get other stuff done.
Yeah, because it'll
while
act
it's being
as an injunction
okay.
against them going further.
All right.
And there'll be a demur, but you can't demur a habeas corpus.
No, we can't do that.
You can't put in a motion to dismiss a habeas corpus because there's definitely no precedent for that, and the statute doesn't permit so-called a request to dismiss because it's not a provision within that writ. And so, but like I said, this was just a thought, and I wanted to run it by you.
Well, would this be a state court action or a federal action?
It could be both state and federal.
Well, I would bring this argument in a state court because and there's other precedences, but there's one that sticks out is Howell versus Rose. Says that in state courts, federal rulings, federal law. I believe I'm paraphrasing. Federal law and Supreme Court rulings are applicable in state court.
Yes.
So I would bring the action in state court, but make sure that the court has jurisdiction to hear.
Well, the property would be in the court's jurisdiction,
which I think they did.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But the act for habeas may not be.
And the property would be and the mortgage would be. Because
right, but a habeas, but jurisdiction to move on a habeas may be a federal action. They may argue, well, we see jurisdiction on the mortgage. We don't have the authority, or we don't have the jurisdiction to move a habeas. That's a federal action. This
is how you kill that. This is how you kill that argument. You just simply give me a second till I get to that section. Oh, come on now! I just read it.
You would have to find where the court has concurrent jurisdiction to hear matters of habeas.
Watch this. The ownership of all property is in the state. And individual so-called ownership is by virtue of government, i.e. law amounting to mere user. The fact that the Non-Judicial Foreclosure Act applies to the state because the states can now hear cases that deal with foreclosures, even though the federal laws are involved in every single mortgage case, it's because the states are allowed to hear those cases in the first place that grants them jurisdiction in the first place, which means that they have jurisdiction over the property, over the entity address, because the entity is registered with the state, with the local government, and not with the federal government.
Right, but they don't have they don't have jurisdiction over the obligation.
No, they may not have jurisdiction.
So if you're going to raise, if you're going to
obligation, but you bring up the fact that it has been taken care of. And if the state court says that they don't have jurisdiction as a federal matter, they haven't told you you can't bring this way. You can't come at us this way. You have to. This is illegal. You can't do this. There's no provision. I'm dismissing. No, they're not doing that. If they tell you they don't have any jurisdiction, that's what you want them to hear, because you get to tell the federal court. And they agreed that I had the right to bring this claim. They just said I had to bring it before the body that had jurisdiction. That's how you bring that. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but you can raise press and say you can say, Your Honor, point of order. There's precedence that states that you have jurisdiction. The federal government has given you. There's precedence that says that federal law and Supreme Court rulings are applicable in state courts.
But that's
see Howell versus Rose.
That's why I said
the
lawyer would have to perfect it, not the common people who are listening to the video. I'm doing this for the people who have legal sense. Because
I don't think a lawyer would do that, because it would. I don't know that they. In speaking as an attorney, that we have an obligation to the court, so we can't really promote or present argument that would dishonor the court or to cause consternation within the judge.
Yeah, because it would cause some constipation. Well, that
consternation.
Was just, I heard you. I heard you.
Okay.
That was just my take on it. I just wanted to run it by you because I was
I see no reason why you couldn't present the argument, but it had to be. You would have to have it had to be very, very well articulated.
Exactly. And the only persons I see are the people who are legal wise, as opposed to just a regular common Joe. Because still to this day, people haven't gotten the adverse possession concept. As perfect as that is, people still haven't gotten that. And it's just, yeah. All right, look, let me let you go. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and get this information about obligation to them, and we'll talk later. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as I was trying to get all of you to understand, it's the concept and idea that a person, as you heard him say, this would have to be done not by the common folk, because you won't be able to bring the argument because you'll be shot down. They'll come up with too many presumptions that you won't be able to defeat because you don't have the knowledge of law and the foundational principles of law to be able to kill it. You see how every time he came up with, they'll say this, they'll say that. Well, that's the way you have to think. You have to anticipate what the judge would say, and then you have to defeat it. But see, my mind automatically thinks like that. That's why every time he said something, I was able to say, no, this, you bring up this, and then you bring up this, and then you bring up this. Okay? But that's me. If I'm standing in court, I don't need to think about it. It's already there. When I came up with the concept, I had already anticipated what they would say, and that's why I could take you guys and show you the definition and show you why and say, no, you can't do that because this is a legal person. This is an entity. This is an agency for which I control. This is a legal person under law, and habeas corpus is there for persons no matter what nationality. You can't discriminate against my person. All right, ladies and gentlemen, getting back to the issue of obligation. We were talking about obligation to the United States. That's why I spoke about a habeas corpus, because the habeas is done because your property is an obligation to the United States government, because all property is owned by the government. You just saw me turn that window down, showing you that all property is owned by the government. It's their obligation, government obligation. So, ladies and gentlemen, ever since I understood about some government stupid obligations, I started doing research on government obligation. So what did I look up? This is what I looked up, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Give you guys what I looked up so that you can go and do the same thing. How to discharge an obligation of the United States government? Question mark. Put the question mark, because if you don't put the question mark, you won't get this Perry versus U.S. 1935 case. You won't get a couple other ones. But look, the bankruptcy of the United States. Open government dialogue. And see, these guys are talking about HJR 192. I want you to stay away from the talk about HJR 192, but you see where it says 112? It's talking about the so-called getting rid of an obligation to the United States. Federal Reserve notes is a debt obligation for the federal United States government, not money. Okay, we don't need to know that. We're focusing on how to discharge a stupid mother government obligation. Sorry. Whew, I don't know where he came from. Ladies and gentlemen, your property is a stupid mother government obligation. Okay? It's not yours. The property is yours when you discharge the stupid government obligation, because when the government obligation is discharged, the banks no longer have a mortgage on the mother property, no matter what paperwork they have. That's why you pay to the order of the United States of America without recourse. Ladies and gentlemen, let me show it to you again, because some people just don't get it. Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. The holder will endorse the insured note as follows: paid to the order of the United States of America without recourse. Okay, now, I know, we have to do this. I have to show it to you. I have to show it to you. I know it's going to be somewhere there, but SERVIC. Let's do service agreement. I don't want servicing of insured notes. It's all service, and so servicing and collections, 1951. Man, that was a good year, 1951. I remember when they just stood up there and... Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, 1951. We're going to download. I'm going to download the PDF because I know I already have it, but I'm going to download it again. Get out of here, Internet Download Manager, dag nabbit. I don't know what you just popping up and showing up when nobody asked you to show up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this particular document that I am downloading, it should have downloaded already. Yep, it's downloaded already. Man, that was fast. No, it wasn't fast. It should have been faster. Give me 1 second, 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 1 second. And give me 1 second. Wait a minute. Let's do date. Date. And now we got to get rid of that Internet Download Manager junk so that it's not in my way anymore. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go down to the part where it talks about you tendering your note. Okay? And I got to find it. So it'll be accounts and borrowers. Don't need that, because it tells you what their obligation is. Types of payments. I wish I had this in Word doc, because I'm looking for what they must do upon receipt. Will mail any overpayment refund check to the county supervisor, verify the refund, delivery. Okay, I don't want that right there. Nope, don't want that yet. Return a paid in full and satisfaction note to the borrower. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. But this is the research you all are supposed to be doing. I've done several videos on this. That's how I know it's here. Okay, I've already told you where to get it. Hold on, where my mouse at? 1951.15, return of paid in full or satisfied note to the borrower. Notes not held in county office when the original of the note is not held in the county office. The supervisor will request the finance office to acquire and forward the note to the county office. Hold on. Return notes after collection. When a note or loan type note evidencing, and don't care about any of these right here, or other production type loan has been satisfied by payment in full, the county supervisor will examine the borrower's records in the county office and determine that the account has been satisfied before delivering the note to the borrower. You need to go see this section, 1962.27 of subpart A. Okay? You really need to do this, ladies and gentlemen. I can't keep doing this. Gimme, copy. Get out of here. Go on now. Okay. The note will be returned to the borrower immediately, except that when the final payment is made in the form of other than currency or coin, treasury check or cashier's check. Now, excuse me. How can the borrower pay in a treasury check? When the final payment is made in a form other than currency or coin, treasury check, okay? Postal or bank money order, bank draft, or a check issued by a responsible lending institution or responsible title insurance, the note or the notes will not be surrendered until 30 days after the date of the final payment. Okay? Surrender of the note to effect collections. This is the part you all need to be looking for, because they have to return the original note and they must give you that letter of satisfaction. Tried to tell y'all. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you get rid of your government obligation. Okay? That's why I took you guys here, because it was necessary. So now that we have servicing and collections, 7 CFR 1951, okay? Point 15. 1951.15. Watch this. I've already downloaded the form. You know what? Hold on 1 minute. Let's put some little in it. Come on. Keep going. Keep it coming. Okay. Oh, this one must be locked. It says certified superintendent department of the government office issued by blah, 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 blah. At least one signature required. Oh, y'all don't do this to me. What page is this? I said, what page is this? Y'all ain't doing this to me. Y'all see what's happening. This is one of them locked documents where I can't make no alterations or changes. 1901.15. Now watch this, y'all. We gonna file. No, I don't want to open. Get out of here. File. And we're gonna save as. Nope, we ain't gonna save as. Sorry about that. Not gonna save as. We gonna click on print. Hold on, y'all. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Don't know what y'all rushing for. And we gonna print as Microsoft PDF. Microsoft print to PDF. Okay? And it's 70 pages. Oh, this is some stuff. Okay. And we gonna print and we gonna save to desktop. No, we're gonna do documents. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it to documents. And we gonna save. Oh, it wants to know how we gonna save it. Let's do it. Let's do it this way. Paste. No, that's not what I want, but we're going to do that anyway. All right, that's how we gonna do it. All right, it's gonna be a minute because it's 70 pages, y'all. Now let's get back to this 1901.508. We did 1901, and you see how it has right there. That's the one we want. And then I'm gonna do this right here. Hey, Cornell Law has it. Okay, 0.15. Okay. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. Return a paid in full and satisfied note to borrower. Look, they must do this. Now, here's the thing. You don't need to tell them. You need to figure out how to articulate to them. You have paid this in full. This note has been tendered to you. You need to return my note. I sent you the note. You need to return that note showing paid in full back to me without delay. I am the borrower. Can you holler if you hear me? Okay, people? That's the step you're missing. That's proof that you have satisfied the debt. Okay. Remember, it is a government obligation. That's how we got to this point. That's still going. Okay? That's how we were doing how to discharge an obligation of the United States government. Your student loan is an obligation of the United States government. Your car loan is an obligation of the United States government. Let's look up some of the things that talk about obligation of the United States government. In some of the research, I pulled up 31 CFR Part 357B. But we didn't just pull up 357B. We also pulled up 3123, payments of obligation and interest on public debt. This was the most important one to me. Now, I haven't looked at it fully, but that was the point. We need to know how to discharge government obligations. The proper way, not the way we imagine, the proper way. So we went to this one right here, 3123 of Title 31, down to 2, or well, C2. No, not that C2. Where is it? Yeah, C2. Okay? We went to C2 to explain to us determining the dollar amount of the bonds and those. No, that's not it. Where did we go here? Where did we go here? I don't know. It wasn't this one. It's the other one. Okay. The faith of the United States government is pledged to pay in legal tender principal and interest on obligations of the government issued under this chapter. You'll find that your note is considered legal tender under this chapter. Okay? And the government has pledged to pay. Duh! We just showed it to you. The United States government has pledged to pay. Pay. That's why to be worth 100 cents on a dollar represent a mortgage on the property of all the people and the government. The money is given, issued to the banks in return for government obligation. This is a pledge to pay. That's why it's backed by the credit of the nation. Government pledge to pay. Your mortgage is one of those things. Do the research, people. I'm giving it to you. All right. This is 357, and we're going to go down to, which one did we go to? This wasn't the one we went to. Debtor interest, security, the Federal Reserve Bank have, no, don't care about the authority. Obligations, United States and the Federal Reserve, 13 is the one we were. And this is the one where we go to 357.13 to C2II. So C2II. See? Told you it was there. Okay. I haven't done a lot of research on this, people. This was perusing it. I'm giving you this to get you started. You have to understand it's not your obligation. It's the United States government obligation. So you have to be thinking about how to discharge your obligation. I keep saying there is no money. You don't owe any debt. There is no debt, people. The United States government has assumed responsibility for all of your debt. Here it is right here, people. They own all of the property of all the people in the nation. They admitted it. I didn't make this up. That's my phone falling. Now I gotta go. I have to root this phone. It's a brand new phone. I just purchased it. And I have to root it. And it is capable that I root this piece of junk. It's a Galaxy 7. But for me, it's a brand new phone because I just got it out the pack and it was brand new. So I have another Galaxy 7 and I'm getting one more Galaxy 7. Why are you getting all these phones? Well, the other one is a replacement phone. And this one right here, this old one, got this at Walmart in 2016. And then I took it back, exchanged it, and then upgraded it. And so this was 2017, but I'm not with this company anymore. That's what I'm having all my phone problems. Well, I'm getting ready to root all of them, and then I'm going to give one of them to one of my peoples at SATCOM because he needs a phone. And no, I'm not going to give it to y'all, okay, because I needs what I got. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't listen to car stereo anymore. I listen to my music on my cell phone. I use it as my MP3 player. And because I use it the way I use it, I have an MP3 player as well, but I use my phone because I can talk on the phone and then play music while I'm driving and, you know, that type of thing. Gotta have my music. So that's what's going on. So I gotta go. But I hope that you guys, I really do hope that those of you who are mind wise will pay attention to the information that you have just received and understand the value of the information that you've just received. The beginning of the video wasn't more so to give you guys this information, but please, the majority of the information is focusing right here on government obligations. Okay, everything you own is a government obligation, and you need to discharge that obligation. Have a good day, everyone.